These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Mountain Goat. I'm getting information both from Iraq and from the U.S. Treasury indicating that the formation of the new government is close at hand and will be announced soon. The rate of the dinar in system is now over $6. However, I am having a difficult time grasping my arms around this rate. I cannot believe they would actually start at this rate. It will probably come out around $3 plus, maybe low $4, but this is just my observance of studying this situation for over 17 years now. God Lover article, quote, parliamentary movement to pass the retirement and Social Security law. Now, this is an interesting article. One would think that the 22 budget would be needed for the retirement and SS laws to be implemented. With that said, we know from numerous articles that the food security law the food security law has a budget with it, hence synonymous with the general budget. Question, would they use food security law and budget for the retirement and SS law? Godlover says time will tell. I'm still hopeful they bypass the, quote, filler or temporary food security law and just focus on implementing the 22 budget after the completion and announcement of the new government. Mark Z via PDK, very quiet on the RV front. Overnight, bankers seem to be in a holding pattern. It is painfully quiet. I think we are just waiting for a, quote, trigger event. Question, do you think we could still go in the month of May? Mark Z says, I do still believe that. All right, Frank 26, Iraq boots on the ground report, Firefly. Iraq made more off auctions last week, a good sign to the strength of the dinar. Oil and gas law being presented this week. Frank, many of the instruments used to give you purchasing power are being shown to you. The very last things will be a new exchange rate in the new small category notes. They're also showing you the HCL. Money is pouring into your country and then will pour into your hands. All right, Sampson article, quote, finance minister, cash reserves will never reach more than $90 billion by the end of 2022. Quote, Iraq is approaching a record cash reserve. All right, Bruce via Wiser Now. We had two very high up, as high as you can get in the Treasury. Okay, and the person helping him to get this blessing out to us said he really did not see anything else that would be in the way of for us to start. We should prepare for any time this week, all the way up to the first couple of days of June. All right, Caparoni says oil prices have nothing to do with the price of the dinar. The price of the dinar is based on the amount of currency in circulation and GDP. Iraq currently has over 100 trillion dinar in circulation. All right, Pimpy says this man is about to make a power move. Tactics that made me chuckle because it's his way of sticking up the middle finger to those who are supporting Iran. Article, quote, Iraq Sadr bets on keeping PM Kazemi and using political limbo to edge out rival. This is the Prime Minister Sadr wants you to see what he's doing. Fine, if they don't want to go into Parliament and vote on the President and the Prime Minister, no problem. We'll just keep the ones that are there, which is the ones they want in there anyways. All right, and Mark Z via PDK. It's a question mark. What are your thoughts that it could go as an RI, then the next day or shortly after it goes as an RV? Mark Z says, I don't think so. I think they would have to float it if they did something around those lines. With the move to Basel banking, I believe they limit swings in currency to 20% a year. So I would assume if they go with the near rate, it could go from $1.60 to about $1.92 in the first year. The next year could possibly go to $2.40, etc. This makes the most sense to me. All right, and Mountain Goat article, quote, increasing the capital of the central bank enhances its balanced monetary, quote. The Central Bank of Iraq announced the decision of its board of directors to increase its capital to 5 trillion dinars, an increase of over 40% of its previous capital of 3 trillion dinars, 2 trillion dinars, and we can clearly see that the devaluation of dinar to rebuild the CBI reserves was a strategic move and included in the strategy of the white paper. Now, no one can say there is not stability and security. All right, and lastly, Mark Z via PDK. Mountain Goat did a good update, reference Mountain Goat's post from 525, and I'm glad she did because I was afraid to mention these rates. My phone has been lit up today just on the rates. I'm hearing the same thing on the rate between $6 and $6.50. That has been a dominant conversation today with most of my contacts. I'm a little excited about that, but the thought of the rate coming out low and floating up makes perfect sense. So don't panic if that's the way it happens. If we get the rates now, we must be close. I think we are very close now. I still hear the goal is to get this done in the month of May.